In Egypt, very shortly, the Albanese government will sign up to a commitment to cut methane emissions in Australia by 30%. Now, you only need to look across the ditch to New Zealand to see the impact. Agricultural communities killed off in the name of climate change, and farmers deceived, they say, by lies, damn lies and statistics. Is that going to happen here? Well, Xavier Martin is the president of the New South Wales Farmers Association. He's concerned it is. Xavier, help us understand, what's this methane pledge and how do you think it's going to impact farming across Australia?
Well, good evening, Peter. And look, the methane pledge is, broadly speaking, an idea or an aim that came out of COP26 in Glasgow, where basically the US and the EU led out on a basket of aims, deliverables, and quite a few of them have proven not to be all that deliverable. But in relation to methane, the idea is that you reduce your methane by 30% by 2030. That's the pledge. And, you know, we've been quite concerned recently to see the Albanese government come out and say, as opposed to the Morrison government saying they wouldn't sign this pledge, the Albanese government saying they will. And look, you know, we're watching this and saying, well, it's not apparent to us how we would go about reducing methane without impacting our herds and flocks across this nation that we rely on for food and fibre.
I've seen debates about seaweed and other things. It's all prospective, but it's not going to move the needle right now. It really is culling of herds, or it's heavy taxation, as we're seeing in New Zealand. What sort of assurances have you got from the government? Because they say they're not going to do anything to harm herds or tax. Well, if they're not going to do that, how do you meet this commitment?
Well, we saw Jacinda Ardern say exactly the same thing to the farmers of New Zealand, that, you know, it was just, you know, voluntary and it was just going to, you know, happen. And of course, it's turned into a great big economic damage and to the New Zealand agricultural economy, equivalent to wiping out their wine industry, which we all know is huge, and half their fishing industry. So, you know, in quantum terms, this is a significant thing. And so that's why we've been quite clear that if Prime Minister Albanese thinks it's a ripping good idea to sign up with Joe Biden, to sign the pledge, he better sign up with Australian farmers too, that he's not going to damage our farm businesses. We make a living out of healthy plants and healthy animals. And those ruminants, you know, there's quite a range of them out there right now digesting vegetation. If we're going to have a system that effectively puts a chilling effect on their production, then, you know, that's just, this is at a time when we're trying to get the economy going again after all sorts of droughts and floods and mice plagues and pestilences. We need things to recover.
We absolutely do. I've got to leave it there, Xavier, but we will come back to this issue time and time again. Thank you for your time, Xavier Martin there from the New South Wales Farmers Federation.